Hi everybody, my name is Scott Wheeler with SFI Group, and I'm the insurance agent for Topsail Dunes. I just wanted to take a few minutes to thank you for your continued support for me and my company and being able to serve you and your needs for insurance for yet another year. This year's been really challenging in the insurance marketplace. It's created a situation where companies are really looking for excuses not to bind insurance on new risks or risks close to the coast, or frame constructed risks, or risks with loss histories. And so it becomes a very difficult thing to do to craft an insurance policy which has the extensive coverage that we've had in the past. As a result, in your annual meeting you had some communication about a $100,000 deductible. Well, fortunately for us, that deductible issue's gone. We don't have to worry about that anymore. We've rewritten the policy so that the water damage deductible is only $5,000. Now that's a good thing. But in order to get that, we had to go to a different carrier. The prior carrier pulled out of the market and its replacement denied the quote for the renewal. So the new carrier doesn't provide wind-driven rain. It's less expensive. It's a little bit different in the way we had to structure coverage, but it's important that we pick the piece up for wind-driven rain on our HO6 policies. And to that end, we've sent out an email to the board which has a couple of attachments, and these are letters that we produce every year. The first of which is the unit owner's suggestions. You'll look for this in an email or on the posted bulletin site or wherever, however the board gets this to you. But it's important that you read this. I'm not going to read it to you right now, but it's important that you understand that wind-driven rain is not covered under the master policy. So what is wind-driven rain? Wind-driven rain is damage to the inside of your unit from water where the wind is blown against the building, but it hasn't peeled off any siding, it hasn't broken any windows, it hasn't ripped off any shingles, it hasn't done any visible exterior damage. But yet your walls are still wet, your floors are still wet. It comes under and around doors, under and around windows, through cracks and crevices in siding and things of that nature. So it's unfortunate that we have to face these losses, but it's important to know that even though the master policy no longer covers wind-driven rain, you can pick that up on your HO6. So, like I said, this letter has some very important suggestions on it. And one of the things that we want to make sure that you do is go to your current insurance agent, whether that's us for your unit owner's policy or anybody else, and verify from the carrier or from the agent that your HO6 policy includes wind-driven rain. Now, how do you look at this just to kind of see? The declarations page may have the words wind-driven rain and included on it. It may not. But the other way you can make sure of it is that you make sure your HO6 has an endorsement called Special Coverage Dwelling Coverage A. And so that gives you back wind-driven rain because it takes away the exclusions section of the primary HO6 form, removes it completely and replaces it with something that does not exclude wind-driven rain. So it's the difference between broad form and special form on your HO6. If you have any questions about this, my number's at the bottom of the page that you just saw that you'll get, and you feel free to call me and I'll be more than happy to review your particular HO6 policy to make sure that you have this very important coverage, because no longer does the HOA have this insurance for wind-driven rain. Wind-driven rain is now the responsibility of the HO6 policy, and for those of you who don't have an HO6 or don't know what one is, or you think you have an HO6, check with your agent. Because some folks believe they have HO6 policies and they actually have a dwelling policy which doesn't cover wind-driven rain. And we saw this a lot in Florence, and it's really a problem all the way around. It's not the best form. You want the HO6. Another form of paper that were sent out was the summary of coverage, and it also has some information in there about the wind-driven rain's been excluded. So again, we've tried everything we can to notify you. We've given you written communication. We've given you 2 different pieces of paper that say you need to make sure you have wind-driven rain. We've given you this video tool, and we have talked about this over the years. It's real important that you check on this. So if you have any questions, you feel free to call me. Again, my number's on the form. Happy to look at your current HO6 policy and let you know if it covers wind-driven rain or not. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you very much.